Ladies and gents, welcome to the first ever Freestyle Pro Tour event here in Cape Town. The 2023 season is officially on. One of the most exciting points about this event was the accessibility. We had a whole fleet of amateurs combined with some of the world's best freestylers and even some of the world's best wave sailors.
I haven't been on freestyling for a long time. I don't even have a freestyle board anymore.
The order of the day was to start off with flat water, so we headed to the Milton Aquatic Club where we would kick off with some freestyle on the lake. Then we went over to the waves for some sky-high aerial maneuvers for the second round of competition. So without further ado, let's see how these wave sailors fared against the freestyle freaks on flat water.
When the world's out of control and time is always racing, everybody has a place where they can let it go.
Getting pretty gnarly now.
And I'm like way overpowered.
Toweling, it's super strong.
Conditions are absolutely nuking.
Everyone's blowing away. Just go big, ready?
It's so much fun. It's really windy out there.
And when life comes in like a storm, always raining, you gotta pull that light from the inside and fight on. When the world's out of control and time is always racing, everybody has a place where they can let it go and fall into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes, you'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath, it's time to let it go.
We head to the ocean, probably double view for some jumping.
What a load of excitement. So it was then onto the waves where head to logo high waves and super strong winds greeted the competitors.
And I have found the light at the bottom of my demise. It's going to carry me home. Ooh, and I
Got logo high sets once in a while, so it's cooking.
wanna push and shove. Just close your eyes and fall into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes. You'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go.
Wow, what a performance from Mark Perret. An awesome result on the flat water, backed up with winning on the waves, has given him the event victory. In the women, it was Pauline Katz who in the end took the victory with awesome forward loops on both tacks in these super strong winds.
Let it go. It's time to let it go.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the second stop of the European Freestyle Pro Tour here in Bonaire. With classic Caribbean conditions, it looked like we were going to get a full round of competition complete as well as some super sessions. So let's take a look back and jump straight in with a single elimination. So with good winds but overcast conditions, the single elimination powered on through with a few surprising upsets. Wowing and surprising everyone on the beach was the local talent Nigel Hart, causing one of the biggest upsets of the single elimination and knocking out Jentel Kers. Meanwhile, returning from injury was Leonard Noyer. After over 18 months out, we saw him come back to competition with a bang, and he knocked out the 5 times European champion Steven van Broekhoven. Another next generation charger was Bodie Kempen, who managed to find his way all the way up to the losers final and actually put a stop to Nigel Hart to secure himself 3rd place. And so this brings us to the final showdown of the single elimination. It was Leonard Noyer versus the local superstar Joep Schmidt.
An amazing feeling, winning on my home spot and with such good guys in the seating as well, you know. It's wow, it feels great.
So Joep Schmidt sitting in pole position, and what's next? Well, we've got the double elimination. That's the second chance comeback round where everyone is reseeded and then has their chance to fight all the way back to the top once more. Being a part of the new Proving Ground series of the Freestyle Pro Tour, this event is the perfect platform for upcoming stars and rookies to try out competition for the first time. A great example was Leander Halm from Germany, who impressed with a number of moves and no more so than an incredible no-handed spot. So here at this event we tried out the mixed fleet format with both guys and girls competing in the same elimination.
And competing with the men, it really pushed me.
The Norwegian Udo Johanna impressed with a number of good moves. Meanwhile, it was the 20 times world champion Sarah Keto of Ringa who had a good run in the double elimination, only to be stopped by Jentel Kers.
I think I did one of my best heats ever against Jentel Kers.
Kers, who was on one of his characteristic comebacks, dispatched of many top talents. Steven van Broekhoven, Tim Gerdes, he faced redemption against Nigel Hart and kindly removed Bodie Kempen from the podium to face Leonard Noyer.
Only the best heat of my life, and with 5-6. I'm still a bit confused. The winner is Leonard!
So with the crowds gathered, it was lights, camera, action for the final. Joep Schmidt versus Leonard Noyer.
Obviously, Joep at his home spot is gonna light it up.
After his injury, his comeback, he's the guy to beat, man.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Brouwersdam. We are here for finals day. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a small technical mishap there due to a very large storm front coming through that kind of basically blew everything away. But now that storm front seems to have passed. The rain has basically stopped and we have gone back to solid conditions. We are going to take a little check out of some of the action that was going on while we had that little break. There was some insane conditions, as you can see here. A lot of the riders going in, rigging up their 3.6s. Wow, big one-handed burner there from Jacopo.
Further ado, let's see how these
Wave sailors fared against the freestyle freaks on flat water.
Spot Kono, so just showing what's possible as we see Stephen. Air funnel burner there, kind of strange burner rotation there, but you can see how quite how big the chop got. You know, these huge rain fronts coming through, and that meant we had to kind of rejig the system a little bit, you know, change the cameras, move the cameras around. We have kept on sailing with the heats because obviously we have to get done by the end of the day, and we've seen some pretty crazy action as you're seeing here. But yeah, we are now alternating men's and women's heats. So currently we are sailing heat 16 of the women. And then after that, we will move back on to heat 32 of the men. So yeah, some of the crazy action that we saw earlier on. So Maud de Bruin against Janneke Reyers up here. You can see crazy conditions here. I think that is Janneke there on the gun sails. So yeah, pretty crazy storm conditions here. So after this heat, it will be heat 32, which will be Nicholas Nieblung up against Jacopo Testa. And in these crazy conditions, I think we're going to see some pretty huge moves going down. So Janneke there, it's one of those things where you're like so powered up that you almost can't get planing, I think. Or maybe the wind's dropped right off, I'm not too sure. So 50 seconds left of this heat so far. Maud de Bruin and Janneke Reyers, two local riders getting out there in the storm. It does look like that wind has dropped off a little bit now, become a little bit more manageable as that rain front has passed. But still loads of wind out there. That is Maud de Bruin. You can see there on the white Severn Freak. Put in a great performance day before yesterday and also this morning as well, as we see her jumping around a nice Vulcan. And Janneke Reyers. Looks like she is coming in, and that is basically the end of this heat. 10 seconds to go. And it looks like it will be Janneke Reyers that will be advancing through into the next round over Maud de Bruin. So that is the end of that heat. So next up we have men's heat 32, which is Nicholas Nieblung up against Jacopo Testa. So yeah, pretty big heat we've got going on here. So 2.5 minutes left to go. And I would say that the male riders who are in the next heat, Nicholas Nieblung and Jacopo Testa, I think they may have come in to re-rig. Obviously, they rigged up their tiniest sails to go out. I think the wind has dropped off ever so slightly, so I think they will be coming in and heading back out on something a little bit larger, you know, potentially going from kind of that 3.6 range, maybe up to like a 4.0. But again, we are just waiting to see. You can see the conditions out there. Super strong winds. So about a minute left until the start of the next heat, and that is Nicholas Nieblung up against Jacopo Testa. All right, I think that is the start of this heat. So as you can see, Nicholas Nieblung there on the duotone sail. So Jacopo Testa on the left-hand side, Nicholas Nieblung on the right-hand side. Nice air funnel there from Nicholas Nieblung. Not too sure what Jacopo Testa did. Yeah, 6 minutes left to go. So 1 minute of this heat down. So far, no real points put on the board yet. We're just waiting for the heat scores to refresh. Okay, so Nicholas Nieblung with a nice kono there. Jacopo Testa, I think that was a burner, but I'm not too sure. So Nicholas Nieblung Jacopo Testa with a really nice cabbie there. And Nicholas Nieblang with a Skopu to answer back right in front of him as well. So nice moves going down. I said it does look like that wind has dropped off now from that huge kind of storm front that came in. We saw some insane moves going down when that was there. Guys doing shifties, double air kulos, push loops. Looks like the wind has dropped off a little bit now, but it seems like there's still some really nice chop there. I think it's, you know, back to that kind of full power 4044 weather now. As we see, double kulo there. Really nice one from Nicholas Nieblang. And there is the paunch and the future. That nice second 360 rotation added onto the end for Jacopo Testa. So you can see already a total heat score there of 25.45 for Nicholas Nieblang, 30.36 for Jacopo Testa. Another air funnel there for Nicholas Nieblang. And Jacopo Testa on the left-hand side. Let's see what Jacopo has for us. And a nice kulo. I'm not sure if there was a kulo before that. Usually it looks like that might have been a second kulo from a double kulo. Wow, air cabbie there from Nicholas Nieblang. Huge one. Duck in the sail in regular for Jacopo. Nice. Kabakuchi there. He will come round it. Nice. Air funnel. And there's the burner from Nicholas Nieblang. These are the kind of moves that we saw getting him through and getting himself so high up in the single elimination coming fourth. And they could well see him getting past Jacopo Testa in this. And the winner of this heat will be going up against Leonard Noyer. So essentially for the end of this double elimination, it's kind of a bit of a knockout phase. So the winner of each heat will go up into the next round against the next opponent who is seeded from the single elimination. Nicholas Nieblang going down. Sick. Oh, shove it. Double spock there from Jacopo Testa. Super stylish one. Jacopo Testa up on the big screen. Let's see what he's got for us so far, leading this heat with over 30 points already. Birder 360 there for Nicholas Nieblang. So both riders on over 36 points here. These are the highest heat scores we've seen of the event so far. Jacopo Testa just with a spock there. Definitely wanted something more of that. That would be a bit of a throwaway score for him, I would say. I mean, their starboard tack scores are huge. Oh, double air kulo, there it is. Oh, double air kulo in a heat, people. Sick one from Nicholas Nieblang. That could well turn the heat. Jacopo Testa has gone over 37 points, 37.75. That is the highest heat score of the event so far. But we are just waiting for that double air kulo to come in for Nicholas Nieblang, and that could well take him up even higher. As we see a huge Skopu on the other side. Not quite air Skopu. I think that would have really made the difference there. Just waiting for those heat scores to drop in as we have 40 seconds of this heat left. Oh, Nicholas Nieblang going down there. I think he kind of wanted the sort of Flaka Shaka or something. As we see Jacopo Testa with loads of speed here. Spock. And the Kulo. And there's the 360 afterwards. Oh, but he will go down. Oh, super frustrating there for Jacopo. Last 10 seconds left of this heat then. Let us know if you're watching who your money is on. We have seen the double air Kulo from Nicholas Nieblang. And a big Kulo there to finish it off on the other side. So currently looking like Jacopo Testa will advance through, but I think we are definitely still waiting for some scores to come in as we take a look at some of the replays from that last heat. This was a nice exchange. The cabbie and then Niklas Nieblang straight in with a Skopu right next to Jacopo Testa. The future, Ponch into Flaka. There's another air funnel there from Niklas Nieblang. Double culo from Jacopo Testa. Wow, huge air cabbie there. Jacopo answering, but not quite getting the same lift. Air funnel burner from Niklas, so sick. This was crazy. He's already done that in the competition today. That's like a kind of a signature move for him, that shove it double spock. And here is the double air culo. How he gets around that second rotation, and he's so low still. You know, usually you're seeing that move off waves. The fact that he managed to do it essentially on flat water, just using chop, just shows the amount of technique that he's got for that move. Really, really impressive sailing there. And a culo to finish it off. So that was men's heat 32. So we are edging ever closer. As I said, the winner of that heat, Jacopo Testa versus Niklas Nieblang. The winner of that will go up against Leonard Noyer in the next one. But now we are switching over back to the women's double elimination and going to women's heat 17. And that will be Lisa Kloster up against Yannicka Reyers. So Lisa Kloster, as you can see on screen there, the blue and orange sail loft. Yannicka Reyers on the gun sails. So Lisa Kloster, Yannicka Reyes. So Yannicka Reyes on the left-hand side of the screen there. I think also wearing a blue helmet on the red gun sails. Yeah, so we will do this heat. And the winner of this heat will go up against Ariane Aukus in the next round. And that is the green flag up. And the first heat, that heat is now sailing. Here we go. Just waiting for those heat scores to refresh. So Lisa Kloster looking like she's struggling for power a little bit, actually. Yeah, maybe went on the super small sail from earlier on, but yeah, looks like the wind has dropped off a little bit and got a little bit more manageable. Probably good that the wind has dropped off a bit. Both riders actually struggling for power a bit. And a switch Vulcan there from Lisa, but she will go down at the end there. Yannicka Reyes kind of struggling for power a little bit there. So Lisa Kloster up and going. Let's see what she's got. Nice flacker there from Lisa. Off the back of that, nice bit of chop. So yeah, both of these riders looking like they are kind of struggling for power a little bit. Maybe went a little bit too small and opted to stay on those small sails. And actually, you want to come in and go up to, you know, the 4.0, maybe even the 4.4. Not too sure what size sail they're on at the moment. Lisa looks like she's on a really small sail, though. Duck in the sail. And a nice funnel there from Lisa. Really nice. So maybe not. Maybe it's just coming through in gusts, I think. Yannick Herrera's yet to put some points on the board, but it looks like she's going down. She's going to go for something. And she will come round to Spock. Ah, but just goes down at the end. Lisa. Whoa, nice Kono there from Lisa Kloster. Really sick. She's going to be stoked with that one. Sick Kono there from Lisa. So 4 minutes left of this heat, just over halfway through. Yannick Herrera's with some speed on the right-hand side screen on that small red gun sails. Let's see what she goes for. And Lisa Kloster also plenty of speed. Stepping into switch. She will duck the sail. Let's see what she's got. Wants the Skopu. Ah, just a switch Kono there. Yannick Herrera's turning around. Let's see what she's got. I assume she's probably going to want to go for that Spock again. Lisa Kloster going for the Shaka. And she will do it. Lisa having a really good heat. Oh, but she goes down. I spoke too soon. Ah, she will water start out. Ah, she can definitely do a better one than that. As I said the other day, we saw Lisa doing shakas in towing in Geneva last week. So she's definitely got that move down. It's not a move we often see in towing. So yeah, to pull it off in the wind as well. Just waiting for the heat scores to drop from the last heat between Nicholas Niebelung and Jacopo Testa. Winner of that will go up against Leonard Noyer in the next round that will be coming up after this heat. As we see a Gazada there from Lisa Kloster, but will go down, and a Vulcan from Yannick Herrera's. So Yannicka will put some scores on the board. Lisa Kloster scores coming in now, 11.83 for her heat. So yeah, very comfortable lead over Yannicka. Just over 2 minutes left of this heat to go. Better Shaka there from Lisa Kloster. That will probably add to her heat score. I'd say that may be a bit better than her last one. So let's see what Yannicka's got coming in. She's yet to put any points down on starboard tack so far. Although I think we're just waiting for scores to drop in, actually. Lisa Kloster stepped into switch. Going Gazada again. Let's see what she's got. Learned that move in Brazil last year, but she manages to do the Vulcan, but doesn't manage to finish off the last sort of few degrees of rotation there. But it should still count as a scored move. And the judges will like that little Gazada entry into it, you know, a little bit more technical, something a little bit different. The judges always love to see that. Yannick Herrera's with a Spock, goes down, but she might be able to water star out as Lisa also goes down on her own Spock. I think Yannicka will water star out of that Spock, so we'll put some points on the board. So 20 seconds of this heat left to go. Lisa got plenty of speed. We're going to see her go switch. She's got a really nice starboard tack score so far. It's the port tack which needs work. And she will add to it there with a nice pugnetta. Lisa having a really, really good heat here. And that is the end of that heat. And it will be Lisa Kloster advancing through into the next round. And she will be going up against Ariane Aukus. So this is essentially a battle now for third place in the double elimination. Ariane seeded slightly higher. So yeah, Lisa Kloster will win Heat 17 and will go up against Ariane in the next women's heat. However, before that, we will be going back to the men's, and it will be Nicholas Nieblung advancing through over Jacopo Testa and going up against Leonard Neubauer. And Nicholas putting down the highest heat score of the event with 41 points, with an air cabbie, double air culo, both those moves stomped in his heat. So yeah, some crazy freestyle going on. He will be going up against the current tour leader, Leonard Neubauer. Is he going to be causing a big old upset? Stay tuned to wait and see as we check out some of the replays from the heat that has just gone. Lisa Kloster on an absolute tear. Yeah, putting on a real performance. Yeah, you can see her Gazada there. Yeah, going for some really nice moves. Nothing but love there between her and Janica. Really awesome to see. I've said it, before. Lisa, a real great... yeah, a real great ambassador for the sport and getting more women into it. Her and Micah and Ariane, all three of them, they are all about, encouraging that participation, getting more riders to come in and get involved. So yeah, great to see that happening. All right, next up, Leonard Neubauer up against Nicholas Nieblung. Huge heat. Let us know if you are watching who you think is going to be going through here. Who has the upper hand? We've seen a double air culo from Nicholas Nieblung. We saw on Instagram, Leonard Neubauer has kind of just learned that move and is just getting the hang of it. So yeah, are we going to see him busting out as well? It does look like the wind has dropped off a little bit, but equally, I think there's plenty of power there. You can see both the riders are playing in quite nicely. So yeah, let us know what you think. Who is going to be going through? So we are just coming into the start of this heat. Just under 30 seconds to go now. So I think these guys, they're not necessarily not playing because they're not powered up. They're not playing because they're getting ready for the start of the heat. You can see now, I think that is the heat starting. You see both of them pumping up onto the plane, getting ready. They want to take a nice position upwind in the sailing area. So Leonard Neubauer on the left-hand side, Nicholas Nieblung on the right. Nicholas Nieblung with a nice air funnel 360 or air funnel. You can see him pump the sail there as we see Leonard Neubauer ducking the sail in regular. And a culo 360 there. You saw Nicholas Nieblung looking over his shoulder there, watching Leonard, praying he was going to fall in. By no means are either of these riders going to stand down and give the other one an easy heat. Looks like a nice bit of gust coming through there for Nicholas Nieblung. Leonard Neubauer looking nicely powered up. Be interesting to know what size sails they're on. I think it looks like Nicholas Nieblung is on a 4-4, judging by the sail number at the bottom. But we'll wait and see. Maybe we'll get a better angle later. As you see a Spock and a culo, both riders Spock culo exactly the same time, both pulling him off absolutely perfectly. We've got a competition on our hands here, people. Love coming in on YouTube. Nicholas for the win. Ooh. Nicholas could cause some real upsets with this. Obviously, Leonard Neubauer is in contention for the title. He's currently wearing the yellow jersey, so he's currently leading the tour. So if he's knocked out here, that kind of opens the door for Stephen to potentially come in and take the title from him. Stephen currently in second overall. So yeah, this could be a really, really interesting heat. Nicholas could really upset some people here, mainly Leonard Neubauer. Classic European conditions that we're seeing here. Wind up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm sure those of you who sail in these kind of places, call these sort of spots your home spot, you'll be familiar with these kind of winds where rain comes through, it gets howling windy, and then it dies off a bit, and then it comes in again. As we see a nice flakka shaka there from Leonard Neubauer. Nicholas Nieblung looking like he's struggling for power a little bit. Nicholas up and going. Nicholas, one of those riders, you know, looking at the gear as well, opts to sail with a very short boom, low boom on the cutout. Not something, you know, usually you see, especially freestylers, they have the boom very high, get maximum lift, maximum power. Leonard Noyer with an incredible burner 360 there. As he came round, he kind of brought the sail to his back foot. Kulo 360 there from Nicholas Nieblung. These guys are just not putting a foot wrong at all. Nicholas Nieblung obviously putting in the highest heat score of the entire event so far with over 41 points in the last one up against Jacopo Testa. Jacopo Testa also coming over 37 points, which we haven't seen either. So anybody else he would have stomped on, but an extremely in-form Nicholas Nieblung is not who you want to come up against. Leonard Noyer, nice culo there. Again, I ideally probably wanted to add something else onto that up against Nicholas. Nicholas ducking the sail. Nice burner. Good couple of single rotation maneuvers there in that exchange. So both riders looking a little bit underpowered. You can see Nicholas waving his hands in the air. He's not a fan of light winds at all. Gets quite frustrated when it's not windy enough. Double culo there for Leonard Noyer. Absolutely textbook. Just absolutely smashing out all the moves. Yeah, it's interesting. You can see like how high Leonard likes to have his boom. You know, you can really throw the sail a lot further up into your maneuvers. But I mean, it doesn't seem like Nicholas has a problem with that, you know, sailing with a bit of a lower boom. Nicholas Nieblung looking nicely powered up. Shaka, and there is the 360 on the end. Crazy one there from Nicholas Nieblung. So these guys are just exchanging blows. So coming into the last couple of minutes of this heat. Nice culo there from Nicholas Nieblung. Does look like the wind has dropped off while they've been sailing, while they've been out there. Yeah, quite frustrating for Nicholas Nieblung, kind of really struggling for power. I think it kind of looks like he's on a smaller sail. He's on a 4-4. I can see it on the bottom of his sail. So 4-4, yeah. I thought potentially he could be on 4-0. So yeah, Nicholas not really playing on 4-4. Nicholas also, he's not the biggest guy either. So it does show that that wind has dropped off quite significantly. You know, pretty frustrating to be, you know, right in the last few heats of the day. But fingers crossed this wind can hold out. It's still definitely contestable. As you can see, Leonard Noyer seems to be absolutely fine. I'd be interested to know what size sail he's on. But Leonard looking nicely powered up there. Oh, big air flacker. Big air flacker from Leonard. I'd say he probably wanted the air flacker punch, or flacker punch. He's definitely done a few of them throughout this event. It seems to be like a move, a combination move that he has been, you know, sessioning quite a lot. And the judges love it. Scores very high. So yeah, I'd be interested to just see whether he added a punch onto the end of that air flacker. Nicholas Nieblung looking really underpowered now. Maybe Leonard is on a 4-8. I'd be interested to know. So here we go. Heat scores coming in. Leonard Noyer with 38.71. Nicholas Nieblung 30.56. So yeah, Nicholas really kind of struggling for power, and I think that's showing in it. I would say potentially Leonard is on a 4-8, and that's why he's kind of managing to find a bit more of a groove. 38.71. That is a huge heat score to be putting down. So a kind of air flacker punch into 360, and that is the end of that heat. I do not think that will be enough to get through. And it looks like Leonard Noyer has managed to fend off against Nicholas Nieblang and will remain within this competition and will be going up against Steven van Broekhoven in the next heat. And here we go, yeah, that air flakker ponch. So yeah, he did do a ponch straight after it. 7.88, a huge heat score there for Leonard Noyer, and some huge individual move scores as well. 7.88, 7.4 for a double culo, 6.10 for a spot culo, 6.42 on the other side for a spot culo, yeah. Incredible range there from Leonard Noyer as we check out some of the replays. Huge air funnel there from Nicholas Nieblang, starting off really well. But yeah, just as the wind started to drop off a little bit, looked like he was kind of struggling for power compared to Leonard Noyer. Seeing these replays, see if we can see what size sail Leonard's on. I know the sail size is tiny on the Severn Freaks, so gonna have to be very keen-eyed for anyone watching. If you can help me out. Kulo 360 there. Oh. Yeah, you can see a bit of frustration there for Nicholas Nieblang. Woo! And that kind of ponch 360, air flakker 360 there to finish off the heat. But it looks like that will be Leonard Noyer going up and will be going into the next round against Steven van Broekhoven. This is a huge heat here. Essentially, I think if Leonard wins this, Leonard has basically taken the title for the year. If Leonard goes out of this, I think, and then Steven goes on to win the event, I think that means that Steven will take the title for this season and become European champion. So this is a huge heat coming up next on the men's side. But straight after this, coming up right now, we're going back to the women's, and we have Ariane Aukus and Lisa Kloster going up against each other in a battle for essentially second place. So the winner of this will go up against, for third place. The winner of this will go up against Maaike Hoeverman and will essentially be guaranteed either first or second. Yeah. So loser of this will be guaranteed third. So let's see, Ariane Aukus and Lisa Kloster. As I said, the winner of this heat will go up against Maaike Hoeverman for the, to challenge for the event win. And speaking of that, in the booth joining me, Maaike Hoeverman. Maaike, how are you?
Hello, I'm all good. Getting ready for my heat.
Getting ready. How are you feeling?
Just thought I'd watch this heat in here. It's going to be quite an exciting one.
Intense. Yeah, this is going to be a good one, I think. Lisa just had a really good heat in her last one.
From the scores.
Yeah, she did a really nice kono. She did a couple of shakas.
She really likes these conditions when it's hardcore wind and the chop is there and stuff. I think she excels at it.
Yeah.
But I think it's dropping a bit.
It's definitely dropped.
Yeah.
Definitely dropped. We saw Nicholas Nieblang there. I mean, he was on a 4-4, but he was definitely kind of, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You know, it just wasn't quite filling in for him, which, yeah, you could see was quite frustrating for him.
Lisa's pumping now as well.
Yeah.
I think she's just going to have to wait for the gusts or maybe even come in and change her sail.
Well, I think so. I don't know what Leonard was, but he wasn't struggling for power at all. I don't know whether he was maybe on a 4-8. I'm not too sure. But yeah, he didn't look like he was struggling nearly as much.
Leonard does like to go big, though. So maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe he could sort of see it coming, because I think all of us sort of know that as soon as the wind the rain stops, then we sort of usually see the wind dropping as well. So I think he just sort of prepared for that.
100%.
Ariane trying to go for clue for Spinetta.
Yeah, I think she did a funnel earlier on, but I'm not too sure. Maybe only half of one. We'll just have to wait and see. Lisa go over spot, but just didn't.
She's not happy.
No, not in the groove. Maybe not in the groove. She just needs to find whatever she had inside her at the in the last heat.
Yeah.
She needs to find that again and bring that into here. You know, Ariane's been sat in the booth most of the day, and Ariane's so experienced. She's got had so much time on the water wearing a competition jersey. You know, it's She's had so much time to kind of get used to this and figure out how to sail like a routine.
That was a lovely shaka from Ariane.
Nice shaka there. Yeah, so you know that's what I mean. She just knows how to maximize every opportunity she can get. Lisa kind of still finding that competition groove really. And that's not to take anything away from Lisa. She's just a lot newer into it. This is kind of the old guard and the new guard, you know, sailing with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Lisa, because Ariane's just called me before her heat, and I think she was thinking about swapping to the 4-4. So potentially she's going to size up, and I think Lisa could only rig 2 sails at a time, and I think she's got a 3-6 and a 4-0 on the beach now, so she can't size up. So that could also be why.
Yeah, I think she's on a 4-4. I'm not too sure.
It does look like a 4-4 from Ariane. Going down on the funnel, Lisa.
I think Ariane is on a 4. Oh, I'm trying to see on the duotone. You can just about see the number at the bottom. So Ariane already putting 9 points on the board. So Lisa Kloster yet to add anything to her score sheet. So yeah, this is. I mean, we're not quite in the end game yet, but yeah, we're just coming up just under half of the heat done. So yeah, 4 minutes left, just over 4 minutes left to go.
Ariane normal docking.
Do you have a preference of which one of these guys you'd rather go up against?
No, they're both my friends, so you
couldn't choose.
No. Oh, that's a flagger from Lisa.
Nice.
She'd be happy to get that because I think she's crashed most of her moves so far. So at some point you get in a bit of a, like mentally it starts becoming hard. If you crash all your moves, it's like, oh, nothing's working. And
yeah. You end up
to finally land her move, maybe she's going to get back into
100%. We've been talking about this all day. The fact that if you could land the first move in a heat, it always makes such a difference. You kind of set that momentum.
Yeah.
You set the tone a little bit. You find a little bit of confidence. Whereas if you keep crashing, you end up beating yourself up a little bit. Nice funnel there from Ariane.
Good funnel. Super flowy.
Yeah, silky smooth like butter. You can see there the judges enjoying the view there as the rain has really started to come in. That may bring some more wind with it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. As we come in, yeah, Ariane. Lisa stepping into switch, struggling for power a bit. Lisa does look like she's on a really small sail. I think maybe she's on 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one she's got on the beach at the moment, so she can't even come in and change.
Grubby for Ariane. I think she will water start out of it. So that feet came out.
Oh well.
It'll be interesting to see whether the judges score that. I would say maybe not.
I always feel like a move is landed as long as the sail is up and both of your feet are in the straps. But I don't.
Yeah, but I think a foot came out there. It looked like she kind of had to, fully water start.
Yeah.
Comments coming in on YouTube. Go, go, go. Leonard. Alex Mertens. Yeah, Leonard. How many moves are counting? It's 3 moves on each side to count. As far as I know. Yeah, maybe there is a little bit more wind coming because, yeah, Ariane looks quite powered up there.
I still can't tell. It's a 4-4.
Yeah, she's on 4-4.
Oh. Still trying to go for it. I'm not sure this is going to work.
We'll see what the judges think of that.
Yeah.
That was kind of a sort of shove it up wind 3, wasn't it? Which is annoying. She's like, if anything, starboard tack is her better side for Shakas.
Shakas, yeah. But I think it's the chop. The chop is a lot better to take off from on port tack.
On port tack, right? Okay.
Especially with this wind direction.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty hard. Both the riders look they're a bit kind of underpowered. Lisa especially, I think you're right. I think it's just a bad judgment call on her side for sail size. Realizing, well, maybe I should have taken the 4-4, gone a bit bigger.
Yeah. In all fairness, I've still got 3-6 and 4-0 out, so I should probably, after this heat is done, I'm gonna get out.
Go and
rig up again.
I mean, that's kind of a good thing. Ariane said as well. She was like, "Here's the best place to watch and see what the conditions are like." And things. Come and sit in the booth. You get a better view of what it is. Ooh.
But even Ariane seems to struggle for power now on her 4-4.
I think so,
which means it's really drastically dropped in, 10 minutes time.
Which is so annoying because we literally have like 4 heats left.
It's a shame because while we were waiting for our heat, the pool was going off as well. So we were all chilling in the van and sort of looking how cool it was. But you don't really want to go out before you heat and lose all your energy.
Exactly, yeah. One of those things you kind of want to build it up, save it up.
Ariane's put down a really good score though, 14 points already.
Yeah. After this, we have 5 heats left of competition. We have 2 heats on the women's side after this and 3 heats on the men's side. So please, Wind, can you just stick around for another...
It's only 1 more heat on the girls' side.
Sorry?
It's only 1 more heat. I'm going to go against, unless we have a super final.
I think we will. According to this, we do. We'll see. This is why, and that is the end of that heat, and it looks like it will be the end of the road for Lisa Kloster. Put in a really great effort, and she should be really proud of herself with this event. You know, as I've been saying the whole time, every time we seem to see her windsurf, she seems to have improved. You know, whether it's like videos online of her on trips, you know, this summer, things like that. And then, you know, coming in, this is going to be a really great competition result for her. But Ariane, just a seasoned veteran, you know, and just knows how to get into that competition mindset, as she was saying earlier when she was in the booth. Yeah, so it will be Ariane up against the lady sitting next to me, Micah Hooverman. Micah, you're off to get ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna rig my 4.8, I think.
I think that's a good idea, yeah, for
and
sure.
And Lisa is second overall, by the way, for this year.
Yeah.
Super cool. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Micah. Good luck, good luck. Always great to have Micah in the booth joining us for a little bit. Yeah, you know, she's got so much insight into how all this works. You know, one of the best. You know, one of the best sailors. You know, most consistent and you know, really successful, multiple times European champion. Yeah, great to see Micah, and she will be going up against Ariane Aucas for the final of the women's. But before that, we are switching back over to the men's. And whilst the wind looks like it has dropped, I think there is still plenty of wind for us to be running these heats, although they don't look too powered up. And this essentially is, you know, kind of one of the biggest heats of the day, if not the biggest, in terms of the men's side of the elimination, because this will kind of decide who will win overall. So we have Steven van Broekhoven up against Leonard Noyer. Leonard Noyer is the current tour leader. Steven van Broekhoven in second place. So if Steven can win this and knock Leonard out, I think Steven then if Steven then goes on to win the event, I think he will be European champion. If Leonard wins this, I think Leonard will be European champion. So big heat coming up, guys. So make sure you don't go anywhere. I think we've just got a couple of minutes or so left until the start of this heat. It is raining. It does look like the rain has killed the wind a little bit. But equally, I think there will still be enough. These guys are both such specialists with the light winds. So it looks like we have Steven van Broekhoven up on screen planing. I think we have just a few seconds left until the start of this heat. It actually looks like there's a bit of a front coming in. You can see that kind of white there. 15 seconds until the start of this heat. So yeah, let's wait and see. You can see upwind, there's a big rain front coming in. Hopefully that's going to bring plenty of wind with it. Or hopefully it's going to, or it will kill it. Either way, but I hope not. And there is the start of this heat. It looks like we have a big rain front coming in, which I don't know whether it's going to kill the wind or bring it in. Looks like that rain has come in and has completely killed the wind, but hopefully there'll be some wind behind it. So both riders are pumping, getting up and planing, but it does look like that rain front has come through and has really kind of stalled the wind. Looking out the window, that rain is coming down pretty vertically, which generally isn't too great. It generally means that the wind has dropped right off. So it will be interesting to see what the judges say about this one. They may want to kind of postpone this for a little bit. So it looks like someone has actually been sailing out with Steven with some larger gear for him. And yeah, he has just switched with another one of the riders. I'm not too sure who it is actually. But yeah, he is now on his larger gear. He's got a caddy out there on the water with him. Oh, it's looking like, I'm not sure how much of a difference it is going to make, because it does look like that wind has dropped right off. So Stephen up and playing it now. Looks like he's got a bit of power. Just under 5 minutes left to go of this heat. Stephen stepping into switch. And a switch Chachu there for Stephen. Leonard Noyer still kind of struggling to get up and going. But he has put some scores on the board, 4.44. Not too sure what that move was, but we will just wait and see. I imagine the judges potentially may be calling for a resale of this heat, but we will just wait. Whoa, nice shaka there from Leonard Noyer. You can see Stephen looking back at the camera and the judges' tower being like, what's going on here? Neither riders are moving particularly. Nice Shaka 360 there from Stephen. I mean, the fact that he can pull that out when he's that underpowered. And there is the 3 blasts of the horn, so that is a cancellation of this heat. As you can see, the wind conditions have just dropped too significantly for it to be a fair contest. So yeah, looks like that will be a cancellation of that heat. You can see the red and white flag up. So yeah, you can see there Stephen just being like, nah, let's, and I think that was the right decision. The rider's not really, getting a chance to properly showcase what these guys are doing or can do in these conditions. So we'll probably wait for this rain to pass. It already looks like the rain has passed. So I think once that does, hopefully there'll be a bit of wind behind it, and we will be able to properly finish the 2023 season with some strong conditions, as we saw earlier. Well, maybe not that strong. But either way, we just want all the riders to be fully powered up. So as I said, we are into the last few heats of the 2023 season. So we have Steen van Broekhoven up against Leonard Noyer. And then we will switch back over to the women's for Maaike Hooverman up against Ariane Aukes. And then back to the men's. And then the winner of Steen van Broekhoven and Leonard Noyer will go up against Jentel Kers. And then we also have options to run super finals as well, depending on... the outcomes. So it was Felix that was caddying for Stephen, taking his kit up and out for him. As you see Leonard Noyer on the beach there as well. So riders coming in, potentially kind of, rejigging what their setups. And I think they're going to be heading back out on the water. Let's hand over to Leonard Noyer on the beach.
So, Leonard, interesting conditions today. Tell us a bit about it.
Actually, when we started the heat with Steven, there came like a big cloud with a lot of rain. I could barely see Steven. I could definitely not see any wind. So it was always like, is there going to be a wind in my sail or is it going to be nothing? So you're planing and you're like, will there be a gust or am I going to go into nothing? So yeah, it's a tricky one. But now it looks like there's something coming. So I'm going to head up and try to catch up to Steven.
Cool, thank you very much.
Always good to hear from Mr. Leonard Noyer. As he said, it looks like there is a bit of something coming in upwind. As you can see, the rain front has passed, and hopefully there will be some wind behind it. Fingers crossed we can get this heat down in style. Didn't quite get what size sail Leonard was on, but I'm guessing either a 5.2 or a 4.8. A lot of love coming in on YouTube for Leonard. Let's go, Leonard. Yeah, Leonard. So yeah, you can see there the water state. It does look like there's a little bit of wind coming in, but you know, still significantly lighter than it was earlier on. But I mean, that's not too hard, as you saw from the little highlight. If you've been with us for a while, you saw the highlights from a little bit earlier on. There was a huge amount of wind around, and it all got a little bit crazy. We had to go into kind of storm lockdown, rejig everything. So it looks like we have 2 minutes until the start of this heat. And as I said, this is probably the biggest heat of the day in terms of ramifications for the overall European title. Basically, if Leonard wins this, he secures the European title and he will be our European champion for 2023. If Stephen wins this, I'm pretty sure he then has to go on to win the event in order to become European champion. So yeah, big heat. Yeah, a lot of gravity to this one. Fingers crossed that the wind fills in and that we are able to run it. Ariane Aukus on the beach there, enjoying the vibes, having a good time, staying nice and warm. You can see Stephen there planing, but not super powered up. But let's see what he's got for us. Leonard not really powered up at all there, so it'll be interesting to see whether they decide to start this heat or whether they, rejig it slightly. It may end up being postponed again. We've only got 3 or 4 heats left. Come on, wind. Stephen looking nicely powered up. I would say Stephen has probably gone up to 5.2 and potentially also a bigger board. So just waiting for the start of this heat. It looks like both riders are kind of, up and down in terms of getting going. Yeah, Leonard kind of staying up on the plane. Stephen not really moving, but again, it may be because we're getting to the start of this heat. I think that is the heat just started now. So heat has started and we are waiting. Yeah, so we are 20 seconds into the heat. Stephen up and planing as we are trying a resale of this heat number 34 for the men's double elimination here in Brouwersdam. Essentially, this heat will determine the final, the results of the 2023 season. As we see Stephen taking a hand off, looking back again, not too happy with these conditions. Neither rider really moving. I'd say if this continues for another minute or so, the judges are probably going to have to call it off as well. Leonard kind of planing, but kind of you can see he's basically just like riding a gust. Stephen not moving at all. Yeah, I'd say that the judges are probably going to call this one off as well. Yeah, neither rider really managing to get up and going at all. It looked like the rain was kind of clearing and that there was a bit of wind coming down and through it, but sadly not the case. So it looks like the postponement flag has actually gone up again. So I think the riders are just out there. They're just going to wait and hang around until that wind fills in, at which case that heat will get started. So you can see there, yeah, Leonard Noyer just really struggling. If you look upwind, there's not really much coming down. We are going to take a very short break in the meantime while we are on postponement, and we will be back with you as soon as the flags change in the next few minutes.
gents, welcome to the first ever Freestyle Pro Tour event here in Cape Town. The 2023 season is officially on.
You're living in it, smothering the power in you.
One of the most exciting points about this event was the accessibility. We had a whole fleet of amateurs combined with some of the world's best freestylers and even some of the world's best wave sailors.
I haven't been on freestyling for a long time. I don't even have a freestyle board anymore.
The order of the day was to start off with flat water, so we headed to the Milton Aquatic Club where we would kick off with some freestyle on the lake. Then we went over to the waves for some sky-high aerial maneuvers for the second round of competition. So without further ado, let's see how these wave sailors fared against the freestyle freaks on flat water.
When the world's out of control and time is always racing, everybody has a place where they can let it go. Have fun into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes, you'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing's standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go.
It's getting pretty gnarly now.
And I'm like way overpowered.
Toweling, it's super strong.
Conditions are absolutely nuking.
Everyone's blowing away. Just go big, really.
It's so much fun. It's really windy out there.
And when life comes in like a storm, always raining, you gotta pull that light from the inside and fight on. When the world's out of control and time is always racing, everybody has a place where they can let it go. And fall into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes, you'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing's standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath, it's time to let it go.
We head to the ocean, huh? Probably double view for some jumping.
What a load of excitement. So it was then onto the waves where head to logo high waves and super strong winds greeted the competitors.
And I have found the light at the bottom of my demise. It's going to carry.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the first ever Freestyle Pro Tour event here in Cape Town. The 2023 season is officially on.
You're living in it, smothering the power in you.
One of the most exciting points about this event was the accessibility. We had a whole fleet of amateurs combined with some of the world's best freestylers and even some of the world's best wave sailors.
I haven't been on freestyling for a long time. I don't even have a freestyle board anymore.
The order of the day was to start off with flat water, so we headed to the Milton Aquatic Club where we would kick off with some freestyle on the lake. Then we went over to the waves for some sky-high aerial maneuvers for the second round of competition. So without further ado, let's see how these wave sailors fared against the freestyle freaks on flat water.
When the world's out of control and time is always racing, everybody has a place where they can let it go. And fall into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes, you'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing's standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling.
getting pretty gnarly now.
And I'm like way overpowered.
Toweling, it's super strong.
Conditions are absolutely nuking.
Everyone's blowing away. Let's go big, really.
It's so much fun. It's really windy out there.
And when life comes in like a storm, always raining, you gotta pull that light from the inside and fight on when the world's out of control and time is always racing. Everybody has a place where they can let it go and fall into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes, you'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing's standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath, it's time to let it go.
We head to the ocean, huh? Probably double view for some jumping.
What a load of excitement. So it was then onto the waves, where head to logo high waves and super strong winds greeted the competitors.
And I have found the light at the bottom of my demise. It's going to carry me home. Ooh, and
Got logo high sets once in a while, so it's cooking.
push and shove, just close your eyes and fall into that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes, you'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing's standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go.
Wow, what a performance from Marc Perret. An awesome result on the flat water, backed up with winning on the waves, has given him the event victory. In the women, it was Pauline Katz who in the end took the victory with awesome forward loops on both tacks in these super strong winds.
Let it go. It's time to let it go.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the second stop of the European Freestyle Pro Tour here in Bonaire. With classic Caribbean conditions, it looked like we're going to get a full round of competition complete, as well as some super sessions. So let's take a look back and jump straight in with a single elimination. So with good winds but overcast conditions, the single elimination powered on through with a few surprising upsets. Wowing and surprising everyone on the beach was the local talent Nigel Hart, causing one of the biggest upsets of the single elimination and knocking out Yentel Kez. Meanwhile, returning from injury was Leonard Noyer. After over 18 months out, we saw him come back to competition with a bang, and he knocked out the 5 times European champion Steven van Broekhoven. Another next generation charger was Bodie Kempen, who managed to find his way all the way up to the losers final and actually put a stop to Nigel Hart to secure himself 3rd place. And so this brings us to the final showdown of the single elimination. It was Leonard Noyer versus the local superstar Joep Schmidt.
an amazing feeling winning on my home spot and with such good guys in the seating as well, you know. It's wow, it feels great.
So Joep Schmidt's sitting in pole position, and what's next? Well, we've got the double elimination. That's the second chance comeback round where everyone is reseeded and then has their chance to fight all the way back to the top once more. Being a part of the new Proving Ground series of the Freestyle Pro Tour, this event is the perfect platform for upcoming stars and rookies to try out competition for the first time. A great example was Leander Holm from Germany, who impressed with a number of moves and no more so than an incredible no-handed spot. So here at this event we tried out the mixed fleet format with both guys and girls competing in the same elimination.
And competing with the men, it really pushed me.
The Norwegian Udo Johanna impressed with a number of good moves. Meanwhile, it was the 20 times world champion Sarah Quito of Ringa who had a good run in the double elimination, only to be stopped by Jentel Kers.
I think I did one of my best heats ever against Jentel Kers.
Kers, who was on one of his characteristic comebacks, dispatched of many top talents. Steven van Broekhoven, Tim Gerdes, he faced redemption against Nigel Hart and kindly removed Bodie Kempen from the podium to face Leonard Noyer.
And with 5-6, I'm still a bit confused. The winner is Leonard!
So with the crowds gathered, it was lights, camera, action for the final. Joep Schmidt versus Leonard Noyer.
Obviously, Joep at his home spot is gonna light it up.
After his injury, his comeback, he's the guy to beat, man.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the first Continental Series event here on the Freestyle Pro Tour. We're here in Lake Neusiedl at the surf opening in Austria.
With competitors coming from as far as Bonaire and as close as here in Austria, the fleet consisted of rookies and seasoned veterans alike. On day one, the southern winds provided the opportunity to dive straight into the single elimination. As the day drew to a close, the winds backed off, and with it, the opportunity to complete the single elimination. Ladies and gents, welcome to the first Continental Series event here on the Freestyle Pro Tour. We're here in Lake Neusiedl at the surf opening in Austria. With competitors coming from as far as Bonaire and as close as here in Austria, the fleet consisted of rookies and seasoned veterans alike. On day one, the southern winds provided the opportunity to dive straight into the single elimination. As the day drew to a close, the winds backed off, and with it, the opportunity to complete the single elimination. 4 competitors were left: Sam Steve, Leonard Noyer, Steven van Broekhoven and Jacob Patesta. With the event drawing a crowd, the opportunity to expose freestyle windsurfing to a large audience presents itself. These very waters being the founding location of the toe-in discipline saw innovation once again.
I've never done it, he has never done it. Double toe-in, synchronized moves. It's gonna be fun.
It was time for a synchro show where the athletes paired up and competed against each other in teams. In the final, 4 teams faced each other. It was the Bonaireans, the Belgians, the Dutch, and the toe-in maestros, Sam Steve and Leonard Noyer.
First place, Team Belgium, Jente and Steven van Broekhoven. Team Belgium hat einen Applaus.
With suitable wind conditions forecasted at the crack of dawn, it was time to get on with the windsurfing competition. The single elimination final was on, and 6 AM was the starting time. With Leonard Noyer already through to the final, it was all about the heat, Jacob Patesta versus Sam Steve. The winner of last year's event, the Italian Jacob Patesta, advanced and would now face the rising star Leonard Noyer.
Leonard Noyer.
Unexpectedly, the winds kept improving, and so we dived straight into the double elimination, that second chance comeback round.
Actually, I want to finish it. I want to do it proper, so one win is just one win, so if I can do it twice would be even better.
The first standout rider was the Dane Matthias Vingard, who defeated opponent after opponent only to be stopped by the Bonairean Joep Schmidt.
But it was a lot of fun, huh?
Really nice sailing, man. Beautiful scopus, burner.
On the other side of the draw, Jamie Howe was on a tear, showing he means business here after he sustained an injury at this very event in 2022.
Yeah, so far